Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Now to return it, here's Kenyon Drake. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now the former 4th-round pick, it's Kalen Ballage. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up 2nd.
And, Brandon, as we continue to see, so much of the influence on this game is now coming from those hybrid-type players. In this case, strong safety, not worried about covering the pass. What a play on the run.
Tackled for a loss.
Yeah, forget the pregame introductions. He introduced himself with authority on that play.
He'll look to throw. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down. And in their own territory, needing only a few inches, they're going to line up to go for this thing on 4th down.
No, check. Patriot! Patriot! Gun! Gun!
They'll try and throw for it here. Flushed out right. And they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete. A surprising move here on the opening drive of the game, and that will force a turnover on downs. Now the Vikings now heading onto the field. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November, but they would be a wild card team, and that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. Play clock down to 2, and we get a signal and a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. First down, Parker. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And this is caught inside the 5. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. They give him a gain of 37. They'll try and run it in with Jones. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
When trying to create space for your running back, the first thought is how physical is the offensive line. Sometimes it's just positioning. On that play, it didn't matter about positioning or being physical. The defensive front, they out-leveraged them and won the battle.
He's going to get it running right, and he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. Ronald Jones with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Vikings find a way to stretch their lead. And he's able to put it through. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. On the return comes Drake. And he'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. The Dolphins offense now ready to go back out onto the field. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points get that 0 off the board. Here's the first carry for Kenyon Drake. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Well, you're down early. How do you get back in the game? Maybe establish the run. I think they're trying to do that.
Now, I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football, let's get things settled down a little bit and find our way back into this game.
Gun! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And they went for a big play through the air on 2nd down. Couldn't connect. Now it's 3rd. And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, and they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again, just like last week. Each game is its own entity, treated as such.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4
right, now,
after that incompletion on 2nd down.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Back to throw. And he's going to lose a yard or 2. Taken down behind the line. DeForest Buckner. Able to get him down behind the line of scrimmage. And it'll be 4th down. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. Now the Vikings offense works their way back onto the field. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
To throw is Parker on 1st and 10. He's got a man, complete. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. A really good pickup of 28 yards. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
To throw on 2nd down. Now he's going to go up top over the... This is caught at the 20. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That goes for a gain of 31.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
Now a first down carry by Jones. And they'll get him down right around the 16. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
On 2nd down, it's Jones. Oh, and now he bowls him over. It's a really nice 15-yard pickup, and now it's 1st and goal. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, said he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to him.
A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Back at the 5-yard line now, 2nd and goal. They come out here in the eye. They get it to him running left. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage. Back at the 6. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd.
Not only was that a terrific play, but that loss of yardage they created this close to their own goal line, that gives them a little breathing room now as they move them back.
And they're breathing fire a little bit right now, aren't they?
A lot of confidence being shown by them at this point of the game.
They need to reverse the trend. The last 2 plays have gone backwards. Now it's 3rd and goal. They'll try to run it in. Johnson. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
That's what I'm talking about. Nice hit, boy.
Carlson able to put this one through. And the lead will grow. It's now 17-0. That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And, yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
And a good effort on the return there. Gets them across the 30 to the 33-yard line. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
So they'll come up
Detroit,
1st and 10
Detroit,
now from the 33.
Detroit! Detroit!
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Throw left side complete. It's Hodges. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it. Sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And that one goes incomplete. He's maybe lucky it wasn't a fumble as he got hit as he threw it. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
After the incompletion, here now,
All right,
3rd
now,
and 2.
Lucky 56. Gun!
They'll set up a throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Hodges. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a first down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
Gun!
Now back to throw. Flush to his right. Yeah, he will go out right near the 35-yard line. His first catch, good for 16 and a first.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
And a juke this time. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well.
Some big plays in the passing game on this drive, and here's one out of the running game. So the passing game loosening things up. Now there's room to roam.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Gun!
Now a play fake here on first down. Eluding the pressure right. Looks for Parker, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Sidney Jones. And he will take this all the way up past the 40-yard line. He was looking for Parker that time.
Well, I get what he was trying to do. He was moving to his right and trying to shift the coverage, but instead he shifted the coverage also to the right and threw right into it for an interception.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10.
Ohio!
Parker from the gun, he'll throw. He's going to rifle one deep left side. So they took a shot on first down but couldn't connect.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Here's Parker. Off play action. He'll rifle this one deep right side. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up 3rd. Well, he's been the guy already over 100 yards here in the first half. Could have had a lot more if he would have been able to haul that one in.
Yeah, in fact, our statistician Marvin was already handing me a piece of paper with that yardage totaled on it. He thought that catch was going to happen just as you and I did as well.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Parker now operating from the gun. Uncorks one for Davis. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off around the 27. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
And some room to work. And avoids the contact by sliding. 16 yards right off the bat and a first down.
I think the last 2 plays really illustrate how difficult it is to game plan against this guy because you know he can throw the football, but how about his use of legs as well, what we call those broken plays? You can't account for them.
Yeah, those plays, those 2 that you just mentioned, a microcosm really of how he can hurt you.
Now let's go! 3-19!
Back to throw now on first down. Got some real estate inside the 30. Got a man open. That's Devontae Parker complete. And down to the 19-yard line. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Boy, the evolution of the game and how these guys on plays like that can get out of the pocket, keep plays alive, it just makes things so much harder for defenses.
It really does, and we're talking about an era in the game where the quarterbacks are the most athletically gifted that we've seen in a bunch. I mean, when you talk about collectively, it's unbelievable. So their ability to move is practiced now. It's not necessarily, oh, he just took off and you guys figure it out. When he takes off, everyone...
And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now the quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Looking to throw. Oh, look at Thomas wide open. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. That one good for 17 as they're set up better now for 3rd down. The Dolphins on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. They'll set up to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Nothing open downfield, and he had to get that one out in a hurry because he just knew he was about to take a big shot. Probably couldn't get his legs into the throw. Became an all-arm throw trying to check it down to his running back. Incomplete.
And Suckup will put this one right through. And they're on the board at least here. It's now 17-3. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. They'll start out on the ground with Jones. Takes this to the 27. Give him 4 yards.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
They'll pitch it out to Jones. And he'll get about 3 here as he's out to the 30.
He did have the touchdown run earlier, but not a heck of a lot more than that throughout this game.
No, not at all. In fact, I would say that this defense has done as good of a job on him as they have on any runner in recent memory. They'll try and run for it with Jones. And he's going to have the 1st down, yardage to the 35. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
Well, partner, none of these runs individually have added up to a whole lot.
Now, 3 plays, all 3 short runs, but together a 1st down.
Yeah, it's amazing how the narrative changes when you string them together.
3 down, 3 down. Hey, check. 3 down, 3 down. Wide, get wide.
2 minutes to play here in the 1st half. We'll come back to Miami after this. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Hey.
And they try to sweep to Jones. And he'll get this up to about the 40. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
Looks like they're establishing a pretty good pattern here because they've been very heavy in the running game on the last 4 plays.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. So far, 4 plays in this drive, all 4 on the ground. They'll run it now out of the gun. And not much room to operate as he'll get this up only to about the 41. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're not doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
On 3rd down, here's Jones. And he's got the first down yardage as he brings this up to the 47. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well.
That's it, baby.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. Throwing on 1st down. Parker. He'll rifle this one deep right side. That's caught inside the 20. And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down.
Even. 4 down. Even. Watch twist. Flex round. 52's the mic right here, over there, right? 52's the mic.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Flex round. We got 3. Flex round.
To throw is Parker. Going to throw again. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off inside the 5. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the 1st half. Back to throw now in his own end zone. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he takes this just about a yard shy of the 20. And with just 1 second remaining in the 1st half, they'll call the timeout.
Gun! Detroit! 3 down.
They'll throw now on the final play. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the offense will cover this one up, but they'll be pushed back inside their own 10. So we hit halftime with our visitors, the Vikings, taking the lead to the locker room. As we go up to Orlando now and hand it over to Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. The Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the 2nd half. Out comes the Dolphins now. They'll go on offense first here in this 3rd quarter. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the 2nd half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is
do that?
I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive, and we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too, and they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for him. Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage.
No gain on that run, and while this team is down, they're not out of it by any stretch of the imagination. Maybe you just have to think about different style of running in order to get this guy going.
Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But I think a Dolphin was able to fall on it. Yes, they'll keep possession here.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
He's got his tight end on the corner route. It's complete. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. They'll get 19 out of this, but it will still bring up a 4th down. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Taken in at the 22. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10.
Flex round! Flex round!
Now Parker on 1st down. He's going to rifle one deep left side. Oh, incomplete. A turnover would have really helped there. Almost intercepted. Instead, it's just 2nd down.
You're down 2 touchdowns. You just know defensively you absolutely have to come up with a big play. That nearly was one right there.
Looked over at the sideline immediately after the drop and just saw the dejection. They felt it. They thought he had it. Unfortunately, couldn't come up with it. From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. A give to Jones. And he tried to bounce it outside, but they'll stop him behind the line. So he loses 3 yards there. Now 3rd down.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. Parker throwing on 3rd and long. He's going to rifle one deep left side. Oh, incomplete. Nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get them to 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. And out come the Dolphins now. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
And he'll be out of bounds at the 25-yard line. Well, your QB's been sacked 4 times in the game already, and they're the holding goal.
And you know darn well the offensive line coach is frustrated and upset that he's been hit that many times already. He doesn't really care that they hold now. Just don't let him get hit anymore.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. They'll look to throw. Now he'll let it go deep over the middle. And nearly picked off. Surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away. But it does get away and it's second down. So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down.
Lucky 56. Lucky 56. Hey, 4 down, 4 down. Detroit!
They'll look to throw here. He's got his man on the crossing route. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. That one good for 17 as they're set up better now for third down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
All right, here we go. 3-19. 3-19.
He'll drop to throw. And he's got a man, Calvin Ridley. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. Well, you won't hear any boos from this home crowd on that call.
No, not at all. And it's been a long day for this crowd waiting for this game. It's been a long evening as well. Finally, they feel they got a call.
He's tight right here. He's tight on the right. Tight on the right. Detroit! Detroit! 4 down. 4 down. Gun!
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. The completion good for 3, and it's second down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Good work to pick up 7 yards there. That gets him into a 3rd and 1 situation.
Lucky 56. Lucky 56. That is right.
They're going to look to throw. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. We have not seen a whole lot of wide open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long. And they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this third quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down.
Gun!
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Hodges. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Facing a 4th down, they come away with 18 yards and the first down conversion. This quarterback now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10.
Gun!
They'll drop to throw. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
The last catch nearly got him a first, but it did not, and they'll try to convert on 3rd and inches. He'll look to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. It's another 10 yards on that one and another first down. Well, they've had a great, impressive drive going here, and that pickup ensures the drive continues.
And not only do you continue the drive, which is demoralizing for the guys on the defensive side of the ball right now, but you make your own defense happy. They're able to get a little more rest over on the sidelines while this one continues downfield.
Back to throw here. And that's going to be incomplete. Adrian Colbert, he was right there in coverage.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up second down.
Nothing on first down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line, second and goal.
Gun!
Back to throw again. Rolling to his right. And incomplete here, so a little razzle-dazzle on that one, but they couldn't hook up, and it's third down.
What a job by this defense all game long. They've come together and really said, no one's crossing our goal line, and they're definitely not going to start right now.
You can just see the dejection. Feel like nothing is working offensively. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes third and goal. He goes underneath the Drake. So a nice job to break the one tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. They're able to hold him to 3 there, and that leads to a 4th and goal. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the first down. In this case, it didn't happen.
So they get 3, certainly hoping for 6 after a 13-play drive.
So you console yourself on defense by saying you did your job, right? If they go 13 plays, you only give up a field goal, you did a nice job there. But here's the other part. 13 plays, you don't force any mistakes, you don't take the ball away. Maybe that's the way they should look at it.
Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. They'll try and get the running game going with Jones. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
In my book, that's running the ball well, but with intelligence. How about him keeping the clock moving, staying in bounds?
Yeah, even though it's the third quarter, you're thinking ahead, aren't you? This is where your running game can really help you with a lead in the second half.
I agree totally. It's not just end-of-the-half situations that you worry about the clock. It's throughout the game. And with a lead, stay in bounds. Make them fight harder to try and catch you.
9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. After the run by Jones, here's 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's got some space here. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 45. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short.
Good, strong run against the 3-4 set. And that 3-4, you've got to have your guys up front eat up a lot of blocks. The guy playing over the center, the nose, he usually has to take on double teams. But when you're able to successfully move him, you're often able to get some yardage, and that's when linebackers have to clean up and make tackles.
They'll run it now out of the gun. They're now running right through him. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive. Back now in Miami.
Ohio! Ohio! 52 Watch the out, watch the out. Flex round! Flex round!
Here's Parker throwing on first down. Fighting through pressure. Wide open receiver complete. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. A big play there with his second touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Vikings are going to add on to their lead. Carlson now to add the extra point. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. On the return comes Drake. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. The Dolphins offense now heads back on the field. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3 points?
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Super toe.
And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 38. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line. Parker unable to get that one.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
Now the toss to Jones, running right, and some space here. That one 28 yards on the ground.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the fourth as it was way back in the first, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage, back at the 6. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
They get it to him running left. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Ronald Jones with his second touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And the interception by the Vikings D leads to a touchdown. Carlson on for the PAT. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. On the return comes Drake. Oh, and now he bowls him over. Then the Dolphins getting set to go here.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. We got 3 down.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. Second down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. 2nd and 10 now from the 27.
Gun!
He'll look to throw. And he comes back with one complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. And a nice gain of 21 yards. Somebody missed an assignment. He was waving his arms saying, hey, I'm wide open. They found him.
You think? You think? I mean, he was so wide open. Did you see he was just windmilling like he was Don Quixote or somebody out there? And then they found him for a really nice gain.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Back to throw. He's going to flip one out here to his running back, and he'll get it down here to the 43. It's a gain of 9 yards, and that is going to set up a 3rd and 1.
Well, it's tough to be a defender in today's NFL because there's so many things to account for in today's passing game, including the back sneaking out of the backfield. Not quite as bad as a turkey bowl where you have that center-eligible stuff, but still a lot of guys to account for.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target. Incomplete. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down.
Gun!
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Steps away. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th.
Detroit! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Oh, here we go. Oh. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Check 50.
They'll set up a throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
A good pick up there, 26 yards.
As a general rule, offensive linemen like to know where their quarterback's going to be when he's setting up to throw the football. But sometimes they just have to get on the run, get on the move. He was able to do that on that play and picks up a 1st down with a nice throw.
Now Balaj. And he takes it into the end zone for the Dolphin touchdown. Kalen Balaj hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Dolphins are able to cut into this lead. Extra point put through by Succop, and that'll cut the lead down to 18. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And out now come the Vikings. All of a sudden, they have quite a bit of breathing room. This was a 1-score game, but touchdowns on their last 2 drives, and now comfort is here, so to speak.
It certainly is for them. I've been in this situation before on the flip side of this. And all that's going on there is a little bit of finger pointing. Hey, what's going on? How can we stop them? Can someone make a play to try and stop this momentum?
Well, they're going to be ball hawking because they need a turnover on that other side. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. 2nd down. Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10.
Ohio! Flex round!
Parker now looking to throw on 2nd down. Drops it to Jones in the flat. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Parker. And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. He's picked off near his own 48. So now he's equaled his interception total from a week ago. Remember, Charles, he had 3 last week.
And you know, all week long he vowed to take that number down. Told the guys on the team, don't worry, things are going to pick up. I've got this. But he is in a major league rut right now. Let's see if his teammates can pick him up along the way.
You're right. He talked about being cool, calm, collective, rebounding. Not rebounding right here. They'll come out throwing here on first down. His throw caught at about the 5. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. That one good for 17 yards, and now they've got it 1st and goal. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
That's what I'm talking about. Nice hit, boy.
Time for a break. We'll come back and see this one out after this. Nothing on 1st down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line, 2nd and goal. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Flushed out right. And it's caught. A touchdown-saving tackle there. Now it's 3rd and goal.
And that's how you throw for a whole heap of yards in a game. You get efforts like that from your receivers. How about him laying out for that catch?
Yeah, excellent. Makes the quarterback look a whole lot better. They got to have 6 here. It's 3rd and goal. They come out here in the eye. On the toss, here's Balaj. And he is in. Touchdown, Miami. Kalen Balaj with now 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns. And the Dolphins use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Extra point up and good by Suckup. And that'll make this now an 11-point deficit. 2 scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And did the Dolphins get it? Yes. Miami football. Well, that certainly makes things more interesting. You get the score, then you get the onside kick. A little uphill battle still, but a start.
It's not mission accomplished, but the plan is working. They are in a great spot right now, and the best part, they put the defense right back out on the field after having already scored.
Yeah, they've got the momentum here now. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10.
3 down. Gun!
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Now a desperation throw deep. And this is intercepted. And that should do it. Picked off by Andre Howe. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So that one will be accepted. Now it looks like he'll throw here. And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes. Charles Harris. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go.
Flex round!
To throw is Parker. From the gun, he'll throw. Throw right side, caught by Davis. Now the Dolphins are going to take another timeout here. as the clock will stop with 1:06 left to go in the game. The Vikings on third down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This will be a tough 3rd and 18. Now Parker operating from the gun. Runs through the contact, and he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. So now here come the Dolphins. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Throw left side complete. That's Hodges. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. And right now, defensively, you love that, don't you? I mean, you give them that play.
And they'll take it every single time. This is almost like nickeling and diming it downfield, and too much time's going to run off the clock.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here. As the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds left to go.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky.
They'll look to throw here on first down. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off around the 41. And the return stops just a few yards shy of midfield. They'll spot the ball at the 47-yard line. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the second week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. Going to throw right side here, complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. It's a gain of 14 there, and that should be enough to get him home free. This quarterback now, a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10.
Ohio!
From the gun, Parker. Going down the middle, and it's complete. Now a final chance to stop it here as a timeout comes in with 10 seconds left in the game. And he's certainly been a huge factor in this when he's got the 2 touchdowns to his credit. Now they look to him again. He picks up the first.
Yeah, I can hear everyone saying, well, why don't you cover him, double him, triple him, do what you have to do. But sometimes they get locked into such a groove and such a connection, it doesn't matter how many guys are in his area.
He certainly looks to be in that groove right now. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Flush to his right. And this will be incomplete. 1 second left to go.
It appeared to me he was just trying to find an open receiver and got forced out to his right. Had to come off of a guy downfield, trying to hit his back. Unable to connect. Should have been an easier throw moving to his right, though.
Yeah, much easier, obviously, for a right-handed quarterback. If he was going to his left, a little bit tougher.
Exactly.
Parker throwing again. That is caught at the 7. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. Well, I know at points in this when you wanted to close your eyes because of all the points that were being put on the scoreboard. You're a defensive guy, but it was a fun little track meet, wasn't it?
It was, and you know the people really enjoyed this game? They're the ones that like going to batting practice at the Major League Baseball parks, right? Seeing the 14-11 game, that sort of deal. That's right up their alley with what we saw in this one.
So for Minnesota, it's an important win in terms of staying in the postseason race as they move to 6-4. And they'll return home next week to take on the New York Giants. Meanwhile, for Miami, it was a game they really needed as they drop back to 4-6. And they'll have a quick turnaround as they're back in action Thursday at noon Eastern for the traditional Thanksgiving Day game in Detroit. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.